Hello Pisces, welcome to Lotus Heart Tarot. I'm so happy that you're here with me today. We're going to dive straight into your reading. I do like to begin my readings by thanking those of you who regularly watch my videos, who like, share, who subscribe. You guys keep this channel going and I am so grateful. Thank you so much for your support, honestly and truthfully. For anyone who's new to the channel today, welcome, welcome. I hope that you find a reading that resonates with you, something that brings you some peace and clarity here today. And if you do, that you'll hit that subscribe button. I deeply appreciate it. Here we go, guys. Let's dive in. For Pisces, please, Spirit. For Pisces. Please show us for Pisces. Wow. This is interesting. You know what song I've had stuck in my head all morning this morning? I want to say it's REO Speedwagon, but I'm not sure. It's I heard it from a friend who heard it from a friend. You've been messing around. And then it's like, take it on the run, baby. If that's the way you want it, baby. Then I don't want you around. But every time, even when I get to that part, but I don't want you around, I feel it in my heart chakra, like, that's not really true. You know, but it's this feeling of almost like defensiveness or like misunderstanding or, like, man, when we're left to our own devices, sometimes when we fill in the gaps of between the things we know, you know, when we fill in the gap of what we don't know, sometimes there's a defensiveness or a protectiveness. But I'm also getting that just gives us insight into the fact that we are still defensive about something, or the fact that we are still trying to protect ourselves from something, or the fact that we're trying to protect ourselves from something at all. What do we try to protect ourselves from? Anything that makes us vulnerable, right? That's our ego. So it's interesting because this loyalty card now comes out and it's just giving me this vibe of like the importance of loyalty. And like when I give my loyalty to someone, it means something to me. It matters to me. And when I give my loyalty to someone, I hope that they're going to respond right by giving me loyalty in return. But I can't ever completely lose my sense of self. Just kind of like in case they're not loyal. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. There's some kind of message here. It's interesting too because we had friends visit from out of town and I was just cleaning up and putting things away and changing sheets and, you know, doing all that stuff this morning, and I had YouTube playing in the background and some channel I never heard of before and I can't remember the name of it came up, and it was this woman who had been a traditional wife whose husband had cheated on her throughout the marriage, but she didn't know that till 22 years in, and then she discovered it and was just absolutely horrified and couldn't get out of the marriage because she had not worked for the whole time, and it was just this huge fiasco. And she was really advising women to not be dependent on men, and that, you know, men are resentful of women who are dependent on them basically, and that they don't feel like they should have to pay all this stuff. And I was just thinking how different her life experience was from mine, and how kind of, you know, different her view is from my view, because we've had very different experiences, right? And you know, it's not that her advice isn't valid, you know, certainly, you know, I have a daughter who I have definitely advised to go get an education and whatever. And I wasn't I've always had my own thing. And that I think is kind of the difference. I didn't ever, like, I don't know how to say what I'm saying, but I hope you understand what I'm saying. It's just that, like, when we become completely dependent on a person or a relationship, that person gets resentful. Like, we have to think about this, you guys. Like, we're all trying to stay afloat in life. Men, women, everyone. We're all just trying to stay afloat in life. And so when then someone is relying on us to keep them afloat, right, they're kind of hanging on us. And like, if you imagine all of us, right, treading water, we're all just treading water, we're all just trying to stay afloat, right? And then you've got someone who gets someone, let's say they fall in love, let's say, and they have the best of intentions, and they want to move forward in a relationship, and they want to, spend all their time together, and, they don't want to be apart, they don't want to be separate. And in the beginning, that is so reassuring, and it's so comforting, and it feels so good that like it's all very reciprocal, and you feel the same way I feel, and da 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 da, right? But at the same time, then that person sort of stops treading water on their own, and they sort of hold on to the other person for dear life. And so that person is then treading water, but it's twice as hard, because they're trying to not only keep themselves afloat, but they're also trying to keep the other person afloat. And of course, in time, when that other person's just hanging there for however long, the person doing all the work, and believe me when I say I know that like in life, there's, nobody's just really hanging on, but it can feel that way, right? When you're solely responsible. It happens with women too. If you're a stay-at-home mom, you feel like, oh my gosh, all the chores, all the duties, everything is falling on me, and you're the one doing all the work, and there's someone hanging off you, and you're the support base so that everyone else can go out and live their beautiful life and be successful. But here you are, struggling to stay afloat, right? So we always have to sort of like keep that in mind, and sort of put ourselves in the other person's perspective sometimes. But also, the easiest way to really avoid this is to continue to tread water on your own, but just do it next to somebody, and how do I don't even know how I'm trying to say this, but in the beginning of a relationship, when we are looking for reassurance, when we are looking for validation, when we are looking for, to have something within us be put at ease, right? And we're looking to the other person, and we're continuously looking to the other person for that, it creates a problem. And this is one of those reasons why I just highly recommend yoga to everyone, because I never could understand this until I did yoga, and until I started practicing yoga. And that is that you cannot look outside yourself for validation. You can only look within yourself for validation. Anytime you start looking for any kind of validation outside yourself, you are giving your power away to a situation, and you're giving up that individuality. You're giving up that sovereignty over yourself. You're giving your power away to something else. That is just what happens. In yoga, it's like we learn that this is a journey, us with us. And that, it's not about how is Jane doing on her mat down there. She's my main competitor for being the best at yoga. Like you don't even care. You're so in your own world that you don't care what Jane is doing. You don't even know what Jane is doing. You're not even paying attention to Jane down there. You're only paying attention to your body and the signals that your body is giving you. Have you reached your edge? Are you leaning into your edge? Are you pushing it beyond your edge? Where is your edge in comparison to where it was yesterday? Are we making progress? Are we getting more flexible? Are we getting, more open to the experience? Are we fully present in the moment? Are we able to quiet our monkey mind while we're practicing? These are the things that you're checking in with. You know, when you're driving down the street and you're looking in your rearview mirror and you're looking in your side mirror and you're looking in front of you and you're looking behind you and you're, you know, you're keeping track of where everybody is at while you're driving, so that, you know, if you have to change lanes or if something happens suddenly, you have kind of a plan because you kind of have an idea of what's happening around you. Well, that's how it is when you're really yourself, when you're really looking for validation within yourself and you're not giving your power away outside yourself. You're just checking in your mirrors. You're just looking around. You're just, you are, and then if something happens, right, just the same way when you're driving your car, if life throws something at you, your immediate response is to check into all of those places, right? Look within yourself, ask yourself, how am I responding to this? What do I need to do? But you don't look outside yourself to change something, to fix how you're feeling inside yourself. You look inside yourself to change something, to fix something inside yourself. Do you see what I'm saying? And when we're getting into a relationship or we're in a relationship, it is important that we're not constantly looking to the other person to validate us, because it puts a burden on somebody, and it's important that they're not doing the same thing with us. You know, we can be affirming, we can be, but our presence, you know, our presence is an affirmation in and of itself, right? Hopefully you're only with people who are only with you because they like you and they want to be with you. They feel better when they're with you than they feel when they're apart. There's your validation from the other person. You know what I mean? Because this song that's been playing in my head, this video that played this morning, all of these things, you know, and I'm not judging that person other than to say her experience was very different than my experience. And so what do we do when we see that? We say, what do I see? You know, and you know, she was saying, you know, make sure if you are going to be like a stay-at-home mom or whatever, that you have some kind of trust account made where this person is paying into the trust and da 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 da. And she was like, but always get educated and just try not to be in that kind of situation. But I don't know. I don't want to like open some big discussion about, you know, what roles men and women should play and what's best for families or anything like that. I don't know. All I can tell you is I know from my own experience what I know from my own experience. And that's all I ever try to give you on this channel. And from my own experience, it is that you really have to maintain a sense of individuality and just be next to each other. Be treading water next to each other. You're surviving, I'm surviving. And when we do it next to each other, it eases the burden because we have this companion. We have this company. We have this soft place to fall. When we need a little motivation, when we need a little break and a hug, you know, when we need a little, you know, like whatever, it's like you're there and I know you're there and I can count on you being there. But I know it's my job to keep me running, you know? And yeah, that's our responsibility. Okay. Anyway, let me read what's on these cards because I love what these cards always say. But that's what I'm getting here. I'm reading loyalty. Your reliability demonstrates your loving sense of devotion and consistency of being. Loyalty is the thing that we offer someone else that is the validation. You know what I mean? That is I keep showing up for you. That's how we say, you know, with this green energy of the heart chakra, like, that's our affirmation. That's our confirmation. Individuality. You leave your unique stamp of love on everything that you do. And you can't do that when you stop being an individual. And then you have responsibility. You are aware of the power of your thoughts and the amount of love you express. Yeah. And so this is, I think, kind of what it is. The whole kind of gist of everything is we are responsible for our way of thinking. We are responsible for what we where we put our power, what we give our power to. You know, it's like I'm always saying on this channel, the one thing that you can control is your own thinking, right? And so, you want to make sure that you're keeping your thoughts, you know, healthy. About yourself, about the situation, about the person. And that does, I'm not saying toxic positivity. I'm not saying you got to believe the best about everybody. You got to, you know, all these things. I'm just saying it's our job to like keep our power in-house and to check in with ourselves and to be responsible for our own, what we're bringing to the table. Okay, well, I like that. On the bottom of the deck, you're getting negative mind. It says curse, but at the bottom it says negative mind, and that is what is standing out to me on this card. So, you know, what effect does having a negative mind actually have on something? And this, when it says curse, it's giving me, you know, that vibe of when someone is really giving their best effort to something, over and over and over and over again, and it hasn't worked. And they're like, well, maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just, you know, maybe this isn't meant to be for me. Maybe I'm not worthy of it. Maybe I don't deserve it. Maybe, you know, I just need to give up on it and focus my energy in other directions. Maybe, which in and of itself isn't an unhealthy thing, but it's when you're telling yourself, when that is accompanied with, you know, you're just unlucky in love. You just suck at love. You just pick wrong. You just, you know, all those things that we tell ourselves, that's a negative mind, right? It's a neutral mind to be like, obviously this isn't meant for me at this moment. I'm going to focus on other things. You know what I mean? That's kind of neutral. That's healthy. But it's like when it comes attached with, you know, I just have terrible luck. Everybody sucks. Nobody's out there that's good. You know, men are like this, women are like that. You know, my buddy over there just got screwed over by this person, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? It's like when it's attached with all this noise, you know? And it's like I was saying yesterday, you just have to believe it's possible. And I think unfortunately, there are just so many things that have happened lately in the world, even on a big scale, that have made us all sort of, you know, if you study history at all, you see that we go through periods of exploration and curiosity and, you know, being vulnerable and going out there and manifest destiny and all that stuff. And then we go through periods of isolation. And, you know, when you're in a period of isolation, it can be really tough. But those periods of isolation are also necessary. You know, they also lead to big breakthroughs, and they also lead to big discoveries, and they also lead to new expansion and new curiosity and new moments in time, right? So, but unfortunately, it feels like this has been or is or whatever. Maybe we're breaking out of a period of kind of like, I don't know. Guys, I don't know. I feel like I'm sort of all over the place right here, right now, but it is all sort of, it all is making sense to me, but I don't know if I'm conveying it well. I feel like with this spying energy, it's that energy of like, I want to know everything that I can know about you. Like, I want to be able to put all my fears, all my worries, all my concerns away. Like, I want to be able to sort of watch you and see who you are and judge for myself and know and get a good idea about what you're about and about what you're bringing to the table and what your intentions are and what you're looking for. Like, it's spying, yeah, but it's also, it's like information gathering in in a way, in a what kind of way though? It's like, just in a, I feel sort of non-threatening, even though spying sounds kind of threatening. It's like, I don't want you to know that I'm doing this because I don't want you to try to impress me. I want to see the truth. Like, I want to have this moment where you haven't wooed me, you haven't like convinced me of who you are, or tried to put your best foot forward, or colored even my impression of you. I just kind of want to see who you are from a distance. Because it feels like with this energy, you have divine feminine, and you have fantasy, and you have hoping, and you have open heart, and you have commitment. It feels like there's someone here who has definitely really worked on themselves, who is, who has really worked to heal any kind of wounding, has really worked on her own possibly, mindset here, who it has really become a very strong individual, capable of kind of taking care of herself, or it can be himself. But is also really hoping for a partnership, is really manifesting some kind of really healthy commitment with equal give and take, where promises and fidelity are taken seriously, where loyalty is pledged and honored and respected and cherished even. What I'm getting is there's not a lot of fanfare. There's not a lot of like, oh, I don't even know. It's just very simple. It's like broken down to the simplest thing. You're here because you want to be. I am here because I want to be. And when we are together, we feel better than we do when we are apart. And we make each other better than we do when we are apart. We're stronger. And it's like, it's only possible if you are taking care of yourself and you're checking in those mirrors with yourself. And when something happens, because it inevitably will. I was just talking to a friend of mine about a miscommunication they had, where a friend had invited them to go out, and they said, no, I can't go out tonight, I'm sorry. So she thought the friend was still going out. And the friend, she'd had a really long day and didn't end up getting home till like 8 o'clock at night. The friend texted her at like 9 o'clock and said, something happened, I'll call you later. And so here's my friend who's just exhausted, wants to take a hot bath and go to bed, and can't, because she's so worried. I mean, she took a hot bath, but she didn't go to bed because she was so worried about this friend. Like, she didn't know, am I going to need to go pick my friend up? Am I going to need to, like, what is happening? And the friend never called. And so finally she fell asleep at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, but she was exhausted. She wanted to be in bed asleep by 10 o'clock, and she had a meeting the next morning, and it was like a big deal. And the friend texted her at like noon the next day and was like, hey, what's up? How you doing? And she was like, are you kidding me? And so anyway, the friend hadn't ended up going out at all and was just home on an important phone call, and didn't get off the important phone call till super late at night, and didn't want to call my friend because she had known that my friend had had this super long day and had a meeting in the morning, and didn't want to bother her anymore about it, and thought, I'll just talk to her the next day. So, but my friend thinking, well, she went out, she had invited me to come too, and I didn't go, and so she's out, and so she probably needs me to come pick her up. All these things went through her head. Anyway, when you don't know what happened, when you don't know what is happening, and you get some I don't know. I don't know. Hopefully you got something from that story, but it's like where your mind goes. And there's nothing wrong with where my friend's mind went. Mine probably would have gone to the exact same place. But then you have to talk to yourself and be like, well, if something had happened, they probably would have called me back. Or like, if they needed me, they probably, it's like we have to be with ourselves, kind of like able to reassure ourselves, able to soothe ourselves, able to, really keep ourselves in a place of, not panicking, not reacting, not getting emotional, not, you know what I mean? And my friend was upset because she thought it was rude, you know what I mean? And I totally do too. I mean, well, I don't know what I believe, but I don't luckily have to worry about that. Oh my gosh. All right, you guys, here's what I'm getting from these cards. I am getting, it actually feels like this is, for some of you, okay, again, I just kind of want to say this is a new relationship that's forming. And this is like, I feel like I'm going through see how all over the place I am? When we don't have a past history with someone, we don't have anything to draw from. We can't say, well, this is usually how this person reacts. And like with my friend, this is a friend from work that she's talking to, and it's a relatively new friendship. And so she had no past history to be like, okay, everything is fine, da 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 da, she does this sometimes, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And I think that is why this is coming into my head, or this is why this is coming to my mind, is that when we don't have a good indicating factor on what someone's behavioral patterns are sort of like, oh, they're always 10 minutes late. Like, they're 10 minutes late, don't worry, they're always 10 minutes late. In fact, I'm not showing up until 10 minutes late. That's how sure I am that they're going to be 10 minutes late. You know what I mean? It's like when you have that like experience with someone where okay, yeah, well, I don't need to question this person's loyalty anymore because they always show up. I don't need to worry if this person is 10 minutes late. I don't need to worry if this person doesn't call me back. When this person texts me even and says something happened, it's usually something stupid, and they'll just catch me up about it at the water cooler tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? It's like not a big deal. You know what I mean? But it's like until you have that, we've been through so many things together that I know who you are. I know how you're going to react. I know what you mean when you say this kind of comfortability with someone. This is also why you can't compare a new person to a past person, because you have that with the past person, good, bad, or otherwise. You have that with the past person. The new person, it's like, I don't really know what to expect. I'm still trying to get to know you. I may even still be spying on you and trying to get a good indicating factor of who you are without you telling me who you are, because I don't want to believe some fantasy of who you are. I want to know who you are for myself. And that can only come with experience. That can only come with, I've been with this person for a year, and every time this happens, it's really this, or, it's even when we even get into those patterns with past people where it's like we break up, and as sure as we break up, we know they're going to come back around because they always do. We might think for a week or a couple of weeks, like, oh, this time it really felt permanent, da 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 da. But there's somewhere inside of us that knows, this person always comes back. The likelihood is that they're going to come back. So for some of you people, this is about behavior patterns. That's what I feel. This is almost like this entire reading, our own and the other, and what we can learn from our own and what we can learn from the other. is kind of what it's coming to me as at this point. I don't know. I'm sensitive to energy, and I feel, I'm clairsentient. I feel the energy of what is there. So reading it is sometimes very tricky, and a lot of times I have to go through it myself and then go, okay, here we are. And that's kind of how it feels today. So you guys may be going through something like that in a relationship. It may be something that's in separation, or it may be something that's new that has a little hiccup, or there's something here that could be like a misunderstanding that brings out a defense mechanism where you're just like, okay, no, this is like, I'm shutting down a little bit here, or I'm I'm closing the door a little bit here, or there's a temptation or there's a desire to, because it exposes a vulnerability that we're uncomfortable with potentially. But I don't think that's what's going to happen. What I feel is a deepening level of commitment. But sometimes, especially with men, right before they're going to commit, or right before they're thinking about like even asking you out, or asking you to be their girlfriend or their boyfriend or whatever it is, there is like a I need to take some space. I need to like be by myself, and I need to sort of think about this, or I need to contemplate it, or I need to like, I can't really say what it's like to be a man because I'm not one, but it's just something that's sort of behaviorally associated with men. And sometimes women can be like that too, especially like if they're really in their masculine. But, what I'm getting is, how it says, I'm not looking back this time. For some of you, this is a past person, and you literally were like, don't even think about coming back because I'm not going to give you another chance this time. You know what I mean? It's like you've really left it where I'm turning my back on this connection, and this person felt it. You know what I mean? But if this is a new relationship, if I'm being totally honest with you, the energy that I'm getting and why I feel like I'm so all over the place is that this person thinks that this may be for keeps forever. And it is bringing up, it's like stirring up a lot of things, because it feels like I'm going to commit here, and then I'm just going to keep committing, and I'm not looking back. Like, I won't ever just be me again, or I won't ever just be single again, or I won't ever, be going, this is my last first date. This is my last first kiss. This is my last first, time asking you on a date. This is my last first, you know what I mean? There's some kind of permanence that I feel here, or just like a deep inner knowing of a permanence. So there's, when I walk this line of, it could be a past person or it could be someone right now, it's kind of dangerous, right? Because you have this, I have a guilty conscience, and do I miss you, or am I just lonely? If this is a past person, I feel this way more literally. Like, I feel this person has a guilty conscience for walking away. I feel this person may have a guilty conscience for even the things that they think sometimes. I think this person may have a guilty conscience because they walked away from it knowing that they wanted it, knowing that they didn't want to walk away from it. They know that they hurt you and it was unnecessary. It came from a place of them not being brave enough to accept how they felt at the time. If this is a new person, I feel like this person has a guilty conscious about, I feel like some of the things that they've thought, or and can relate to this spying energy. It can also relate to the fact that this person may have even said or alluded to, I don't really know how I feel, or I don't really know what I think. And I feel like that's not true. I feel like the truth is that probably pretty much regardless, someone wasn't ready to acknowledge the way that they felt, or may have not even been willing to admit how they felt. You have on the bottom of the deck also this card that says, I'm reeling you in. And you see how disorienting it is? See how there's just this like energy where it's like, it's almost like I'm trying to focus on the beauty here, but like all of this is happening as a result of this. You know what I mean? It's like, I kind of feel a little bit out of control. I kind of feel all over the place. Even though it's like kind of like, this is really beautiful and this is really what I want. And I do kind of want to be reeled in, but like, you know what I mean? The being reeled in part is making me kind of go all over the place. And then you have this card that says, I protect myself from you because I care too much. You could really break my heart. And I think that's the crux of the matter. You know, I think, and it may be the crux of the matter for both of you. To be honest with you, like it may be hard for you to keep your thoughts, you know, I just got inhale, exhale, to keep your thoughts calm, to keep your thoughts, you know, healthy even. Because it's like, once you realize how on the line you are, once you realize how, you know, just vulnerable you are because of the way that you feel, because you kind of want to be reeled in, you know? And like, if this person stops reeling suddenly, what are you going to do? Is it just going to, the energy or the inertia of it, or inertia is not the right word, but the force of it going to send you off into some other stratosphere that you have to figure your way back from? You know what I mean? It's like, I'm getting really attached to this idea. I'm really getting into this idea, this feeling, this contentment, this, just all of it. And then it says, I think of you when I'm with her, which I think is supposed to mean like when I'm with a third party, I'm really thinking about you. Especially because I heard that Hosier song, Almost, She's Almost You. But what I'm actually getting from this is like, whoever I'm with, wherever I am, it's like I'm thinking about you. That's when you really start to know that you love someone, because they occupy so much of your mind space. You know, they're always there, always, you know, and it's your favorite place to go. You know, when your mind has the opportunity to just sort of drift away, you find yourself replaying moments with that person, or, you know, fantasizing about moments to come, or, you know, what this would be like, what that would be like, what this would look like, you know, how this would feel, kind of energy. And that's what I get from this card. It's like, you know, when I was hanging out with my buddies yesterday, like before I met you, I was thinking about football and my buddies and laughing and the next joke I was about to crack. But now all of a sudden I'm a million miles away, and I hear them joking and I hear them laughing, and sometimes I laugh too. But my mind is really on you. Is just kind of how I get it. And for some of you, if you are in separation from someone, you know, this may be that, like, even if this person has tried dating, even if this person has tried to get back out there, it's like it's always a comparison. It's always a, you know, I'm just not feeling it. And it's like, why aren't I feeling it? Well, I'm not feeling it because I'm still thinking about, you know, Pisces back there. And then you have eternal, our love never dies. This is a deep love. This is a deep soul connection. This is a very intense connection, whatever this connection is. It actually feels like, now as I'm calming down, now as I'm settling into the energy of the reading, now that it's like we got all that out of the way, I'm actually feeling to myself like, you know, these are the things that we have to go through to get to the point where we can be comfortable. being ourselves, being loyal, being a part of this relationship, you know, understanding that, you know, it's your job to keep yourself good. It's my job to keep myself good. And it's both of our jobs to equally like work towards this, to pay into this relationship and to grow this connection and to show up for it in our highest and best energy so that we can have the dream of what is possible here, what the potential is here. But I think both of you see this as something long term, something that could go on and on. Wow. I go through all of that, right? I go through all of that. Wow. You're getting so many sixes. You guys are aligning with something for sure. My God, you guys, look at this. This is so crazy. You know, I love the tarot because it makes me feel not crazy. Well, that's not why, but that's one thing that it does do. Because when I have feelings or impressions or even on like in the news, even, you know, like even stuff in the news, even like missing people, even like whatever, I will get a very strong impression about something and then I'll pull tarot on it, and the tarot almost always confirms my feeling, or it does, but sometimes I didn't interpret it the right way. But, and then typically the news will also just tell me the same thing. So it's a way of confirming things for yourself. But anyway, it's doing that for me here with that Six of Swords. This is, again, we're going back to this whole thinking thing and staying calm in our thoughts and keeping our thoughts healthy, keeping our thoughts pointed in the right direction toward calm, toward peace. You know, when we start to feel ourselves getting wound up, or you know, it's like looking at the surface of a lake, right? When it's calm, it looks like a mirror reflection. And when we start to see it get choppy, it's like, okay, hold on a minute. I'm starting to see it get choppy. I'm starting to feel a little up and down here. Let me go within. Let me look inside myself and ask myself, what is causing the surface of my lake to get choppy? Not let me look outside myself and figure out what is causing it. You know what I mean? But that's a healthy choice. It's a healthy choice. And it is one that will actually always help you take accountability for the things that you need to be accountable for. And when we do take accountability for the things that we need to be accountable for, it helps us to grow. Then you have this Two of Pentacles, Judgment, and the Magician. See what I'm saying? You know, the magician is an alchemist. It's someone who takes something and turns it into something else, or takes nothing and turns it into something. There is something here that is being alchemized, and it's either a relationship that's going to a deeper level, or with the Judgment card, it's something that has fallen apart that's being resurrected, getting another chance. And with the Two of Pentacles, this is stirring up the surface of the lake. It's the thing that is causing the wave. It's the thing that is causing the imbalance, the choppiness, because we have this decision we have to make, and until we make it, you know, we are going back and forth. Should I, shouldn't I? Do I, don't I? Da, 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 da. With the Six of Cups on the bottom of the deck, I can't stop thinking about you. I can't stop. I feel nostalgic. I feel warm. I feel fuzzy. I feel good. I feel like a kid again when I think about you. I feel like Christmas morning when I think about you. I smile when I think about you. Everything in me just wants to come into alignment with everything in you. Six of Cups. And that is letting me know that I need to make this decision, that I need to do something, that I need to, 3 sixes. Wow. Wow. And this is a past person. I feel like the past person didn't give you the recognition you deserved. I feel like they were refusing to acknowledge or admit to themselves or to you the place that you really held in their life, or how bad they actually wanted to have success here in this situation. I think it made them too vulnerable. I think they weren't ready to rise up to meet the occasion. The Six of Wands is victory after a battle, and this is like saying there was no victory after this battle. Like the battle may have won, you know? If this is a new person, this can be someone who may be someone who they may have gotten a lot of validation from the external world. They may have been attractive. They may have been, you know, whatever. But it's like, you know, they did get a lot of validation or attention or something from the outside world. And it's like, you know, I have to be okay letting go of that in order to, you know, get the attention of one person kind of forever. It's also kind of this energy of, you know how I was saying, there's not a lot of fanfare here. It's simple. At the heart of the matter, it's like, there you are, and here I am, and I am whole and full and ready, and you are whole and full and ready, and we're getting ready to tread water next to each other for a really long freaking time. You know what I'm saying? It's not like fireworks and fanfare and I need everyone to look at me and recognize that I'm in this hot relationship, or that like somebody picked me, or, you know, it's like more of a private, personal thing that's happening here. With the Temperance, clarifying the Two of Pentacles, the Judgment, and the Magician, this is, you can see, you know, with the Alchemist, taking something and turning it into something else, like taking a friendship and turning it into a intimate relationship, turning a we're talking into we're boyfriend and girlfriend, or whatever, turning we are in separation to we're coming back together again. But this is something that happens with patience. This is something that happens with, you know, kind of a careful eye. It's sort of something I don't want to mess up, so I bring it together with ease, without forcing, without controlling, without a lot of fanfare. I don't know, without a lot of fireworks, without a lot of, you know, kind of jumpy, wild and crazy energy. It's like, you know, we're melding our lives together a little bit at a time, or we're coming together a little bit at a time, like in a way that both you and I feel comfortable coming together in. And if this is something where it is a past relationship coming back together, there is an energy of healing and rebalancing here and recentering it. Reframing it is actually what I'm getting. Reframing it. That is coming through so strong. Reframing it. It is not the same narrative that it always has been. It's a different narrative entirely. You have the Five of Cups and the Six of Cups on the bottom of these two decks. And it's just like, there's someone who, either this is someone who doesn't want to have any regrets, so they're being brave and they're stepping up and they're allowing themselves, they're opening up to come together in this situation, in this relationship wholeheartedly. Or this is someone who has regrets about what they've done in this relationship in the past. But either way, this is a situation where someone really does see you as a soulmate, and they really do see you as someone that they are energetically, at the very least, aligning with, if not trying to align their whole life with you. You guys keep getting the Star card energy. See, that Spine card is giving me this vibe with the Queen of Swords and the Seven of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles, wow, this is so freaking spiritual. You have the Star, and then you have two sevens coming out. We just had two sixes, and we had the 5 to the 6. And there's a lot of progress being made, and there's a lot of harmony. There's a lot of like being on the same page. You have the Queen of Swords with the Seven of Pentacles. And like I said, or I was starting to say, this is like that spying energy. It's like, I need clarity for myself. I've been through enough sword cycles to know what the signs are, or to know what I'm looking for, or to like be discerning. But I have fallen for more than one smooth talker or charmer or, you know, whatever in my life. And so I just want to know for myself. I just want to see for myself. And the one thing that we know in relationships is that when you take your time, which there are so many cards here that are telling me that there is time being taken here. The Seven of Pentacles and Temperance, those are both cards of patience and divine timing. But people can fool you for a month. People can fool you for 2 months. You know, they can come in, they can love bomb you, they can tell you everything that you want to hear. They can show up that way, but it's not sustainable. So the more time that you allow to pass, the more you are going to see someone's true colors, the more that you're going to have honest information to make a decision with the Queen of Swords, to have clarity with. And so there's kind of no rush. And this may be where one person is like, let me kind of watch your behavior. Let me kind of, you know, watch your social media. Let me kind of meet the people that you hang out with, or let me sort of like get to know the situation, or like, you know what I'm saying? It's like information collecting kind of thing, so that I can discern for myself. You know, I don't want to be colored by what you want, the picture you want to paint for me as to who you are. I want to know the truth. And then you have the King of Cups with the Seven of Wands, which is, okay, you're dealing with someone who is healthy and whole and able to emotionally regulate for themselves, and someone who will fight for what they believe in and what they love and what they care about. You know, King of Cups, Seven of Wands. This is someone who, you know, they will passionately defend you when they love you, when they have solid feelings for you. This is something that you have always wanted. They will protect this love. They will protect this relationship. They don't need the admiration of 100 people being like, oh, wow, relationship goals, hashtag, I want to be just like them. And then some horrible breakup, you know, that's also equally public and messy because it was a PR stunt, you know, I don't know. But this is someone who's like, it's just you, it's just me. You know, and here we are treading water next to each other, and like, you can rely on me to tread water next to you. And when you do get tired, I'm right here and you can rest on me. You know what I'm saying? It's that kind of energy. It's like what you've always wanted. It's something that, you know, you're ready for this. This person is ready for this. With the Star card, there's hope, there's optimism, there's health, there's well-being, there's healing, there's, you know, something very fated and destined. This is divine timing. You know, we have the Temperance and the Seven of Pentacles here, where it's like, you know, there is sometimes a wait, there is sometimes the need for patience, but when the time comes, the time comes. And with the Star card, the time has come, the time is coming, the time is here. This is fate. This is that moment where we have reached this part of our life where we're ready for this. Yep. Oh my gosh. Wow. So you've got the Queen of Pentacles, or the Ace of Pentacles, making its way into the story here. You've got the Tower, the Fool, and the Knight of Cups with the Strength card on the bottom of the deck. This is some kind of fated relationship and kind of moment in time. Someone's coming in, and this definitely feels like this is where it alchemizes. This is where it transforms. This is where it happens. It may be sudden. It may be shocking. Someone is going to take a leap of faith. They are going to come through. Yes, what did I just say? This is where it alchemizes, and then it's clarified by the Magician and the freaking Emperor. And, oh, the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, which, wow, with the Seven of Cups. Holy Jesus, this is where your fantasy aligns. Something that has been moving very slowly stops moving very slowly and takes a giant step forward very, very quickly. This is something where there's been methodical steps taken forward. Someone has been guiding or leading a relationship in a particular direction, step after step, solid and stable. You kind of get lulled into this energy of, I can rely on this person is loyal, this person is able to handle themselves, they're not heavy on me, this isn't codependent, this also isn't toxic. And we're moving in a direction, but we're going so slowly, but that's great because I have the confidence that this is real and this is what it says it is. It's not going to be love bombing that turns into like a nightmare. It has happened over the course of time, long enough and consistently enough that I can trust it. And now, boom, here comes the moment where it's time to turn it from that into something else. So the Knight of Pentacles is very slow moving. The Knight of Cups is faster, right? This is kicking it up into another gear. It's just faster than the Knight of Pentacles. It's not as fast as the Swords or the Wands, but this is also a safe pace, but it's just a faster pace. And then boom, we have the Fool card and the Tower card with the Emperor and the Magician. This is like a fantasy coming true. This is like it almost feels like a movie written for a Hollywood movie, and you know, is it really going to be like the perfect set and the movie star and the movie star? You know, no. But is this your version of it? Is this that moment for you in your life? It sure does feel that way. And it sure does feel like it comes very unexpectedly. There's a huge change of pace, a very rapid transformation where a relationship goes from one thing to another thing. And it's literally something you have dreamed about. And it's literally something written in the stars. It's like fated. Someone's making a very solid and stable offer. They're overcoming anything within themselves that may have held them back from doing this in the first place. Sorry, you guys, let me grab some tea. And they're also, they're also recognizing the strength of this relationship and the fact that even possibly this relationship is the thing that has tamed them, that has enabled them to get a hold of kind of the beast within them that has kept them from being able to do this in the past. Either with you or even possibly with someone else. Oh my gosh. Wow, I mean, yeah, there's a sudden transformation that's happening here. You have the Knight of Wands with the Two of Cups. This is someone who, they're definitely going to let their intent be known, that like what they want, what they're chasing, what they're after. So, you know, for some of you, this could have been like a friendship or something like that, where somebody is like, all of a sudden they're coming at you in a very passionate way. Like they're like, you know, actually, this is what I desire. I desire, you know, I think you're my soulmate, or this is what I desire. There's a sudden something that happens here. They're making a solid and stable offer. There's just no doubt. They're making a solid and stable offer. It may feel... Let me clarify this Tower on the bottom of the deck. Someone's taking charge. They're taking control. And they're really going to offer you an insight into what has been on their mind, what has been happening. Wow. So this Tower, we have the Two of Wands, the Ace of Cups, and the High Priestess. And the High Priestess is you, Pisces. This person is laying a decision at your feet. They're saying, you know what, I see this as a new beginning in love. And you know, the decision is yours. You know, I would like to take it from where it is right now to somewhere else, the crossroads of the Two of Wands. And what I'm offering you is some kind of stability. I'm offering you some kind of commitment. The King of Pentacles is the husband of the tarot deck. It's someone who's showing up, who's offering a firm foundation, who's offering something reliable, something steady, something strong. This Knight of Wands energy, it doesn't worry me one bit. This is someone who's like like, I'm super passionate about this relationship. I desire this relationship, and I'm letting my intention be known to come for this relationship. And you see that happening again here. And you have 3 twos showing up, the High Priestess, the Two of Wands, and the Two of Cups. So this is definitely a decision point where this person is making you an offer and they're laying this decision at your feet, Pisces. And honestly, with the High Priestess showing up here, it's a mystery to them what you're going to say. It's a mystery to them how you're going to react. I think that they have gotten themselves to the best possible place they can get themselves in order to offer it with this King of Pentacles. This is someone who's strong. They know they're going to be abundant regardless. You know, this is someone who's able to tread water on their own, you know, and even create and generate, you know, a lot of positive things there. But they don't want to do it alone. You know, they want you to choose them. They want to be part of a duo. You know, they want to be part of a twosome here. And this may feel like it's coming out of the blue. Like it may really rattle you because you are not expecting it or you don't see it coming. They may ask you on a date with the Page of Pentacles. This can be someone asking you on a date, like literally saying, I would like to see you face to face. I would like to spend time with you. I'd like to meet up with you. Yeah. Oh, wow. The Queen of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. We just saw the King of Pentacles and wow, we're getting the Ace of Cups again. So consistent cards are showing up here. This person, it's becoming too big of a burden for this person to not ask. It's becoming too big of a burden for this person to, you know, this is building up within them. This like, you need to do this. You should do this. You want to do this. You can't stop thinking about this person. You know, you've got to relieve yourself of this burden. You've got to close out this burdensome cycle to where you can like enjoy your life or be normal in life again. And this is occupying so much of your time and so much of your brain space and so much of your, you know, just your waking hours. It's like you're just constantly thinking about this. You've got to offload this. How do I offload it? Okay, I find the bravery within myself to come forward and to ask this question, like, will you go on a date with me? Maybe. I don't know. Will you see me in public? Can we meet up? Can we talk? Whatever. With the Ace of Cups, like, I'm coming in passionately. This Ace of Cups is clarifying the Two of Cups and the Knight of Wands. And I'm saying, I feel like this is in front of us. And this is what I'm offering you. I feel like the divine has brought you into my life. It has, you know, there's this opportunity for a new beginning in love. And, you know, I see you as a soulmate and I'm passionate about this and I'm showing up for it and I want this. And I'm letting my intention be known. That I see you as someone who can, who I can pair up with. Wow, I just picked up the deck and the Empress stayed down on top of Divine Feminine and the Queen of Pentacles. I mean, come on. This person sees you as someone very loving, very nurturing, and someone who is able to really take care of themselves. Oh, there's the Empress. We have the Page of Swords with the Knight of Swords. Yeah, everything that this person has learned about you, you know, they know what they don't want because they've been through it. They know what they don't want because they have experienced it. That's why this person hung back, kind of took their time, may have even spied on you, may have even put space between you, so that they could watch and learn for themselves. They did not, again, want some picture painted for them as to what this was or who you were or what was happening or what was possible. They wanted to determine it for themselves. And now that they have, they're coming rushing in. And it's a very fast moving energy. They have closed out a bad cycle. Anything that even the negativity in their mind or the negative mind or anything that they were thinking about, you know, this, it just doesn't happen to me. There aren't good people out there. Whatever they were telling themselves before, they've closed out that cycle. They're no longer thinking that. They're now seeing you as something that disproves this. You know what I mean? They're seeing you as the one. They're seeing you as, I just wanted to say they're everything. Like, I don't even know how to describe it. For some of you, the mother of their children, or, you know, wow, yeah, there's nothing stopping this. There's nothing that can slow this down or stop this. Wow, this person is coming for you, Pisces. They are coming for you. They want to know. They want to know what you're going to say. They want to know what you think. They want to know what the response is. They can't take it anymore. Ooh, Pisces. All right. If you are dealing with a water sign, Pisces, You're getting, we don't share the same values. I replay our conversations over and over again, and I can't be with you. Let me just get one more. I daydream about a life with you, and I saved your texts and messages. There's something here where this could be a past person, and they may have said those things in the past, but I feel like they didn't really feel them. I'm seeing the 5 of Cups there that we got somewhere in this reading, where it's like they may regret the things that they said. Like they may have kind of led you to believe that you didn't play as an important role in their life as you actually did. If you're dealing with a fire sign, I have too much to lose. I feel so drawn to you. I hide my feelings. This is someone who feels vulnerable because of the feelings that they have for you. And I feel like they're quite nervous about it, but I also feel like they'll come through. If you are dealing with an earth sign, I miss seeing you. You let me down. I am waiting patiently. I don't know, maybe this person thought that you were going to force your way in or be more... I think they thought you were going to chase them is sort of the impression that I'm getting. If you're dealing with an air sign, I would do it all again. I can't reach out. I'm starting to understand our connection. I know I messed everything up, and I'm afraid to contact you. Pisces, this is what I have for you. I really hope that it helps. I hope that this brought you some peace and clarity. This is kind of an intense and wild reading. I felt like the Wild Wild West in the beginning. But anyway, take it as it resonates. Leave the rest. Guys, I love you. Have a wonderful day. Until next time, all my best. Always, always, always. Bye-bye.